Welcome to this remote practice. We're going to be doing a practice where we're going to be focusing on integration, creating integration of the body as a way to feel vitality. Make sure that you have two blocks with you. If you don't have two blocks, any sturdy object that can allow you to give some stability to your hands work. If you have a yoga blanket, you can use a yoga blanket. If not, a towel will work well. Make sure you have space so you can move, and water, and take care of yourself. If you normally practice yoga, do any variation that serves you. You can even make a faster pace or slow down. So let's begin by taking a comfortable sitting posture. This can be with your legs crossed, or this can be with a block between your ankles, and sitting with the block right in between the legs, allowing your shoulders to be right over your pelvis. If you'd rather sit with your legs crossed, come to the very edge of your props, your block and your blanket, or just one of them. And take a moment to align your shoulders over your pelvis. If you feel comfortable, or if you wish, close your eyes already. Let your arms align alongside your torso with your palms resting lightly on your thighs, or perhaps with your hands resting lightly on your lap. So see where they feel more comfortable, and which alignment of arms allows you to lengthen the spine as you feel your sitting bones rooting into the earth. Just take a moment to be present in the space where you are. Maybe you can listen to the sound of the birds. Maybe it's very quiet. Even though your eyes may be closed, just perceive the space around you. And allow your awareness to fill the body. Then begin to notice your breath. With each inhalation, noticing the lengthening of your spine. With each exhalation, letting your sit bones to root, your hands to rest more heavily onto your legs. The invitation for this practice is to be present throughout your whole practice, to bring a sense of integration. Integrating your breath, your awareness as you remain present, and your body. If you wish, bring your hands together in front of your heart. And you may as well set your own personal intention. Bow your head towards your heart. And gently release your hands back down to your legs. Bring your head over your shoulders, open your eyes, and as you inhale, sweep your arms overhead, being aware of the front of the body as well as the sides of the body. As you exhale, sweep your arms back down. With your next inhalation, include the perception of the back of your body. Breathing into the back, from your sitting bones all the way to the crown of your head. As you exhale, sweep your arms back down. One more time, inhale, sweep your arms overhead. As you exhale, release from your fingertips into the shoulder joints. Bend your elbows, clasp your fingers, turn your palms up towards the ceiling, keeping your shoulders down. Straighten your arms as if you were pressing your palms into the ceiling. Lengthen as you inhale. As you exhale, make sure that your shoulders release away from your ears. Take one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to the sides. Let's get off the props, so you may move your props to the side, keeping especially your blanket nearby, in case you want it for padding under your knees. Bring your big toes together and your knees either hips width distance apart or slightly wider. As you walk your hands in front of you, and your choice, you may have your active arms with cup-shaped hands as you rest your head onto your mat. Or if you prefer, you can bend your elbows slightly and rest your forearms and your palms on the floor, taking a deep breath in. Long breath out, being aware of the mat beneath your feet, your legs, your arms, your hands. Noticing the breath as you notice the ribcage expand and softly contract. Allow the top of your thighs to release and your sitting bones to anchor towards your heels. And with your next inhalation, come onto your hands as you bring your weight over your palms, coming towards the front of your mat, keeping your shoulders over your wrists, walking your knees about 6 inches behind you, tuck your toes under, bend the elbows slightly and draw from the head of the arms, the arm bones towards the midline. Lift the navel towards the spine, and with your next exhalation, lift your knees off the floor. Press back, moving the sitting bones towards the back behind you, towards the wall behind you, and then come into your downward facing dog. Taking your time to adjust in a way that you feel stable. Bend your elbows one more time. Draw once again your arms towards the midline. Press from the root of your heart down through your hands. Extend down through your heels and take a deep breath in. Exhale. And with your next inhalation, begin to walk your feet together. You can try to keep your legs straight, or if you prefer, you can bend your knees as you give your baby steps. Have your feet hip width distance apart and parallel. Let your fingertips rest onto your mat or your blocks, and then lengthen the spine, allowing your legs to straighten. Maybe they straighten halfway, or maybe you're able to straighten your legs all the way. Lengthen the spine, lift your heart, move the shoulders back, and as you exhale, fall forward. If you wish, or if you need to, bend your knees. One more time. Inhale, lengthen, noticing the movement of the spine as you unfold. And then as you exhale, fall forward. Once again, bending your knees if you need to or if you want to as you fall forward. Inhale, lengthen, sweep your arms overhead, steadying your legs, shoulders over your pelvis as you come into Urdhva Hastasana. Bring your arms down to the sides. Lift the heart, move the shoulders back. Bend your elbows slightly as if you were spreading the wings of a majestic bird, moving the shoulders back, and then drop your head slightly forward so you stretch the back of the neck. The more you move the shoulders back, the more you engage the upper back, the more you may feel the sensations of the stretch on the back of your neck. Then inhale, bring your head back to the center and slightly tilt your head towards the right side. Now you notice the stretch on the left side of the neck. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bring your head back to the center. Now tilting your head towards the left side. Noticing the stretch on the right side. Trying to keep your shoulders parallel to the floor. One more full round of your breath. Inhale, bring your head back to the center. Sweep your arms overhead. And as you exhale, fall forward. So as we continue with the practice, I am going to only mirror when I face you. And when I'm on the side, I'm going to do the same side that I say. So step your left foot back, coming into a straight leg lunge. Lengthen the spine as you keep your right knee above your ankle. Take a deep breath in. Hover even your fingertips for a moment as you lengthen the torso. Maybe your torso comes up a little bit more. Move the shoulders back and take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bring your hands down. Your choice. You can step into a downward facing dog. That is, set your hands down and step back to switch sides. Or if you prefer, step your back foot forward, coming into a forward bend, Uttanasana, and then switching sides so your right leg is back. Square your hips. Feel the feet steady pressing onto your mat. Lengthen the torso. Let your torso slightly rise up. Let your shoulders broaden and move back. Hover your hands for a moment as you take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring your hands down. This time, either come into a tabletop position if you need to come through tabletop to transition, or step already your foot back into downward facing dog. Inhale, come into a plank position, letting your shoulders be right above your wrists. Lower your knees to the ground. Lengthen the torso, move the shoulders back, and then gently come all the way down without really arching, trying to keep your body as a plank. Then move your hands on either side of the rib cage as your forehead rests on your mat for a moment. Lengthen the tailbone towards the back wall. Move the shoulders back. Bring your elbows towards one another. As you continue to lengthen the tailbone, you may notice the navel rising up towards the spine. Then press your hands down as you draw your heart forward and rise up. Inhale. Exhale, keeping the head of your arm bones back. Your hands steady on the mat. Heart drawing forward. Look to one side. Then come back to the center. Look to the second side. Back to the center. And notice this sense of integration as you hold the pose and how this creates vitality. Keeping that action, gently bring your heart back down to the earth. Inhale, tuck your toes under. Keep your shoulders back, but slide your hands slightly more in alignment with the chest. Press your hands down, bend your knees, and come back into downward facing dog. Steady from the edges of your arms towards the midline. As you inhale, sweep your arm, right leg up. Bend your knee and stack your hips, making sure that both sides of the torso are long, and maybe even look under your left armpit. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, square your hips, reach back, and lower your foot down. Second side. Inhale, sweep your left leg up. Bend your knee, stack your hips as you keep pressing your hands firmly onto the mat, including your finger pads, drawing your arms towards the midline, both sides of the torso long. Look under your right armpit. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, square your hips, reach with your foot back and lower. Inhale, step your right foot forward between your hands. step your left foot forward between your hands. You can always do baby steps, or if you feel with a lot of energy, hop two, come into your forward bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Sweep your arms overhead, coming into your Urdhva Hastasana, palms together, and bring your hands down in front of your heart. Inhale. Exhale. Scan your body from the bottom of your feet up towards your hips, from your hips to your shoulders. Move the shoulders back. Lift your heart and your ears align with your shoulders. Inhale, touch the sky. Exhale, fold forward, come into your standing forward bend. Inhale, step your left foot back, coming into a straight leg lunge. And we're going to do a low lunge. So you can either fold your mat, or if you prefer, you can bring your blanket under your knee. Or if you don't want, just bring the knee down. Press your feet down. Draw your feet to one another. Take a moment to lift your torso and become aware of the alignment between your tailbone all the way to the crown of your head. Move the shoulders back. So notice the relationship between your shoulders and your hips. And as you begin to lengthen the tailbone down towards the earth, bring your shoulders over your pelvis. Notice the power of your front leg as your front knee keeps its 90-degree angle. As you inhale, sweep your arms overhead. As your fingertips point up towards the sky, engage into the shoulder joints, and from the bottom of your shoulder blades, rise up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Bring your hands down. Lift your back knee off the floor. Your choice is step into downward facing dog or stepping forward into your standing forward bend, and then switch sides. Now stepping your left foot in front. Lower your knee to the ground. Feel your feet pressing onto the mat. Maybe you even lift the back knee slightly off the floor. Engage in the back muscles of your back leg. Bring your shoulders over your pelvis. Tailbone towards the earth. Long sides of the body. And as you inhale, rise up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Bring your hands down. Lift your back foot off the floor and step your back foot forward into your standing forward bend or Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen. Sweep your arms overhead. As you exhale, bring your arms down through the sides. Inhale. Clasp your right wrist as you go towards the left side. Both feet press down. Both legs are long and strong. Both sides of the torso long. Inhale. Exhale. As you inhale, slightly breathe into the area of the kidneys and allow your shoulders to even rotate slightly towards the ground. As you inhale, root even more your tailbone bone and your feet down towards the earth. As you inhale, see if the heart sweeps slightly up. As you inhale, come back to the side and to the center. Exhale, switch sides. Inhale, rise up, legs strong, feet pressing down, and move into your standing side crescent. Notice the back of your body from your heels all the way to the crown of your head. Now gently allow the shoulders to rotate slightly towards your mat. Inhale, come back towards the side. And with your next inhalation, see if your top shoulder sweeps slightly back, heart up towards the ceiling. And then come back into your side. With your next inhalation, come back to the center. As you exhale, fall forward, coming into Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Inhale. Exhale. With your next inhalation, step your left foot back. Bring your back knee to the ground and bring your right hand into the inside of your front leg. So first variation, you can let your torso lengthen, keeping your arms straight. Breathe in into the back of your waistline. Second variation, you can bring your palms down and allow your elbows to bend slightly. If you want to move deeper into your pose, you can have your block any height that you want and bring your forearms down. Or if you want, you can bring your forearms and your palms all the way down to the floor. Your feet keep pressing down into your mat, drawing towards one another, and sides of the body long. Inhale. Exhale. One more full breath. Inhale. Exhale. And as you inhale, come back onto your hands and have your hands on either side of your front leg. Lift your back knee off the floor, either downward facing dog or standing into your Uttanasana, standing forward bend, as you transition to the second side. So now step your left foot forward between your hands. And repeat the same on the second side with the variation you did the first time. So if you did arms straight, torso long, breathe here. If you did arms on blocks or palms on the floor, bending the elbows, stay here. Or block or forearms all the way down to the floor. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more cycles of the breath. Inhale. Breathe in long. Notice from the back heel all the way to the crown of your head. And with your next inhalation, bring your hands to the floor. And on either side of your front leg, lift your back knee off the floor. Hands down for downward facing dog or tabletop to transition as you come into either pose. Inhale, come into a plank position if you are doing downward facing dog. If you are doing your tabletop, move your knees back in preparation for cobra. Lower your belly all the way down to the floor. Move your hands on either side of the rib cage, lengthen the tailbone, draw your heart forward and rise up. Once again, hands pressing down, legs in strong, top of the feet pressing down. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, tuck your toes under, steady your legs, engage the legs, press your hands down, and a sense of vitality as you are aware of the integration of the breath and every part of the body as you move. Baby steps, big hop, or a step, 1 foot forward, followed by your back foot. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fall forward. This time, step already your left foot back. Bring your right hand in the inside of your front foot, which is your right foot. Pivot onto your back foot as you prepare for side stretch. So your right toes are facing forward to the short end of your mat and your back toes are facing to the left side. Bring your right forearm to the thigh as you bring your top shoulder right on top of your right shoulder, arm parallel to the floor. Lengthen, making sure that your right knee keeps its 90-degree angle. Your back leg is strong and back heel anchoring. Tilt your left pinky towards the earth as you sweep your arm overhead, taking a deep breath in. Long breath out. You can gaze in front of you, or you may sweep your heart up towards the ceiling, just like we did with the standing side stretch. Inhale. Exhale. As you inhale, begin to square your shoulders with the mat. Lower your hands, pivot onto your back foot, and this time step into your forward bend, unless you want to do downward facing dog. Inhale, lengthen the spine, or breathe in your downward dog. Exhale, fall forward. As you inhale, step now your right foot back. So I'm going to switch sides to face you, but you have your right leg back, your left knee in front, pivot onto your back foot as your left hand is in the inside of your front leg. Then bring your left forearm to the thigh. Begin to bring your right shoulder over the left shoulder, right arm parallel to the floor. Engage from the fingertips into the shoulder joints. You feel the chest broadening. You feel energy extending towards the crown of the head and the back heel. Then sweep your top arm overhead. Inhale. Exhale. If you want, sweep your top shoulder back, heart towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Let your pose be open, expansive. And at the same time, you are drawing towards the core. And it's that drawing towards the core that allows you to shine in every direction. Inhale, bring your hand down, pivot onto your back foot, square your hips and your shoulders with the floor, and step your front foot back, coming into your downward facing dog. Bend your knees, bring them all the way down to the floor, big toes touching, knees hip-width distance apart or wider as you take a child's pose. Inhale. Exhale. If you want to bend your elbows, bend your elbows. And with your next inhalation, once again, prepare for downward dog. So make sure that you are towards the front of your mat, that your knees are behind your pelvis, navel length, lifting towards the spine, tuck your toes under, and come into downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Begin to walk your feet forward into Uttanasana, or you can hop, or one big step forward than the other. Inhale, lengthen, sweep your arms overhead. Bring your palms together down the midline. Imagine that you are drawing from the sides of the body, not just your palms, from all the sides of your body, into this midline, standing strong. Integration to feel a sense of vitality. Then release your hands. Let's turn towards the long end of your mat. If you need to shift your mat so you can face and your head doesn't twist, shift your mat. So bring your arms into a T position. Your ankles under your wrists. And I'm going to mirror here. So turn your right toes out 90 degrees. As you keep your legs straight, if you feel that you're pressing too much your right knee, slightly bend the knee, but keep hugging your bones your legs into your muscles into your bones. Then shift your hips as you lengthen both sides of the torso. So first variation, maybe just hand below the knee without pressing, and more like hovering and lengthening. Second variation, you keep shifting your hips, lengthening both sides of the body as the hand comes more halfway on the shin bone. You may also have to adjust as you bring your hands to the ankle or maybe hand all the way down to the floor. So do the variation that supports you, that allows you to feel balanced, steady, then allow you to integrate the body and then have that sense of vitality. Inhale. Exhale, you can gaze in front of you or you can look up towards your hand. One full breath. Bring your torso back to the center. You may keep your arms on a T position or bring your arms to the sides as you turn your left toes out. Shifting your hips, lengthening both sides of the torso, maintaining the length balance as you see where your hands releases, maybe below the knee or all the way down. You can also use a block as you come into your Trikonasana, lengthening the tailbone towards the back wall, extending from the heart towards your fingertips. You can gaze in front of you, or you may even look up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, press your feet down, Rise up, bring your hands to the hips, and let your torso come into a forward bend position. As you bring your hands down to the floor, maybe your hands come on the blocks, move the shoulders away from your hands. And breathe. You may walk your hands towards your right foot, reach with your left hand towards your left ankle. You can also lift both hands on the floor. Lengthen from the navel towards the heart as you come into your forward bend. Take 2 full breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back to the center and walk your hands towards the left side. You may keep your hands on the floor. You may reach with your right hand towards your left ankle. Lengthen from the navel towards the sternum, from the sternum towards the head. Lengthening a few inches in front of your mat, and then as you exhale, fall forward, shoulders away from your ears. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back to the center. Lengthen the spine, bend your knees slightly, hands to your hips, elbows and shoulders back, and come into standing position. Turn your right foot out as you bend your right knee. Anchoring right above your ankle, bringing your arms into a T position, drawing from your feet and your hands into your heart and your pelvis. Turn your right palm up as you reach over towards your left side. You may do half of the way, 3/4 of the way, or you may come all the way into your full reverse warrior. Letting the arms draw towards the heart, legs strong. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Come back into your warrior 2. Taking a deep breath in. Long breath out. And straighten your leg. Switch into the second side. So your left toes turn out 90 degrees. Notice the relationship between your hips and your shoulders. Bending your left knee right above your ankle. Bringing your arms parallel to the floor. Turn your left palm up as you move mindfully into the variation that will allow you to engage that quality of integration to experience vitality. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. With your next inhalation, press your feet down. Come back into your warrior 2. Straighten your leg. Hands to your hips, feet parallel to one another, and come into your Tadasana. So here's where you will need your blocks. You might need your blocks. So you may want to keep them in front of you. Bring your hands to your hips. Lift your left foot off the floor as you step into a standing crescent. Bring your arms into a cactus position, about a 90-degree angle at your elbows. Shoulders over your pelvis. Inhale, straighten your arms. Reach up as you take a full crescent shape. Then bend your elbows as you step your back foot slightly forward. Coming into your warrior 1. Bring your arms overhead, palms together, and then keeping the power on your front leg, begin to shift your weight forward. As you may choose to stay in this first variation, or lift your back leg, aligning with the crown of your head as you straighten your standing leg. You may bring your hands to your hips, hands to the sides, arms overhead, or hands to your blocks. Any variation of warrior as you inhale, lengthening towards the heel, the crown of your head, and then drawing from your standing leg into the pelvis. And then bend your knee, coming back into your standing crescent. Stepping your back foot forward. Second side, balance onto your left leg. Step your right foot back, taking it into standing crescent. Bringing your arms into a cactus position, drawing from your elbows into your heart. Choose if you want to gaze right in the space between the wall and the ceiling, or take it deeper as your heart and your gaze face up. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead, making your back leg strong, front leg steady. Inhale, bend your elbows, step your back foot forward for warrior. Shorten the stance, back heel on the floor, toes slightly open, and then reach up as you make your back leg even stronger. Then draw from your legs and your arms into the pelvis, into the heart. Lift and come into your warrior one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Bring your back foot off the floor. As you begin to shift into warrior three, maybe you stay here. Maybe you choose to leave your leg higher, aligning from the tailbone to the crown of your head. Arms to the sides, arms to your hips, arms in front of you, or arms to the blocks. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, and as you exhale, bring your knee back to the center and down. Let's come to the floor. You can have your blanket or your towel in this fold, or this fold if you need a little bit more support. And use your towel as a wedge. So make sure that you are sitting right on the edge of the blanket, hands behind your back, Dandasana, knee and toes facing forward, lengthening the tailbone towards the earth, shoulders back, lifting your heart. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Bend your right knee, pressing the foot against your thigh as you manually rotate your thigh. And first variation, you may stay here, keeping your pelvis upright, shoulders over the pelvis, knee and toes facing forward. Second variation, as you lengthen from the front of the body and increase the hinging action of your hip joint, you may bring your hands on either side of the leg. You may go deeper and include a twist as you lengthen the left side of the torso, pressing your right hand against your leg. You may stay here or take it further. You may also want to go deeper into the forward bend, but the torso over the leg. And you may want to have your hands on your shin, your ankle, the outer edges of your foot. Some of you may be able to clasp the wrist and then fall forward. Inhale. Exhale. Any variation you do is perfect. Maintain in your awareness the fullness of your body, the sense of vitality as you integrate every part of your body. Bring your hands close to your pelvis as you bring your torso upright. Switch sides. Straighten your right leg. Bend your left knee. If you wish, manually rotate your thigh, making sure both sitting bones feel steady onto the blanket, and lengthen your torso. Inhale. Exhale. You may stay here or come back here anytime you want to. Or you may lean forward, not thinking of folding forward and collapsing, but on keeping in the opening of the front of the body as you lean forward. Hands on either side of the leg, hands on your shin bone, your ankle, the outer edges of your foot, clasping your wrist, or if you want a twist, you can bring your right hand on the outside, left hand pressing against your leg as you fall forward. 2 full breaths in any variation you want. Inhale. Exhale, shoulders move away from your ears. Inhale. Exhale. inhale, bring your hands on either side of your leg, close to your pelvis, and bring your torso upright. Bring your legs, your feet together in Baddha Konasana, bound angle. The four corners of your feet pressing against each other. Different variations. You can have your hands behind your back. If you choose to, you may have your hands wrapping around your ankles, or you may even have your hands against your toes leaning forward. So you may have your ankles or hands behind. Any variation. Now press your feet against each other and see if your knees feel balanced. You can also play with the variations as you may come slightly forward, holding your ankles and lengthening your torso. Or, last variation, as you come even farther into your forward lengthening, so we are not rounding and collapsing. Inhale. Exhale. One more full breath. Long exhalation. And as you inhale, bring your hands on the sides of your legs. Bring your legs together. And either straighten your right leg. You can keep your left foot in the inside or cross over. Or if that feels comfortable in your knee joint and ankle joint, you may bend your right knee, making sure that your sitting bones are able to touch the blanket. Hold with your right hand or wrap around your leg as you bring your left hand behind your back. Inhale. Exhale. It can be a very gentle twist, or you can take it deeper as you guide the shoulders more towards the side of the wall, or maybe even you take it deeper. Inhale. Exhale. Make sure you are able to move your neck freely. Come back to the center and switch sides. So first variation, left leg straight, right foot in the inside of the leg, or crossing. If you want to take it into Ardha Matsyendrasana, you can bend your knee, making sure that the sitting bones rest on the surface beneath you. You can wrap your arm around the leg in the center, or you can give a very gentle twist about 45 degrees. If you want, you can take it a little bit deeper, or maybe even deeper. As long as you are able to have the freedom of movement to adjust the body, so you can integrate your body, your breath, your mind into the pose and create that sense of vitality. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back to the center and release your legs. Good. So we're coming towards the end. You may have your blanket nearby in case you want to use it for Shavasana. We are going to start by coming onto the back. Let your four corners of the torso rest onto the mat, arms alongside the torso, palms facing up. And if you bend your elbows slightly, you can feel the upper arm bones pressing onto the mat. And you can feel the head of arm bones drawing slightly. Now your head is gently, it's not pressing hard. Your ankles are about below your knee. Pressing your feet down. Inhale, lift your pelvis off the floor, but extend the pelvis in the direction of your knees, lengthening as you breathe. You may move the chin slightly up and down, being aware of the curve on your neck. Trying to maintain a neutral curve where there is some space between the neck and the floor. Inhale. Exhale, soften the groins and extend the pelvis in the direction of your heels as you lower down to the ground. Once again, shoulders down, press your feet down, lift the pelvis, extend the pelvis in the direction of your knees. Breathe as you lengthen and open the front of the body, lengthen the back of the body. You can move your chin slightly up and down. And then gently lower, extending your pelvis in the direction of your heels. You can bring both knees towards your chest, or you can bring one knee at a time, straightening the other leg. Working with your breath as you get ready to settle into your Shavasana. Then you can rest your feet down, shoulders down, making sure that your hips and your shoulders feel even as you begin to straighten your legs. So if you want, you may place the blanket on top of your body. Taking the time to settle, to be comfortable. And you can either have your arms alongside your torso, palms facing up, or you can have your hands on your belly, which give you that tactile reminder of the breath. As you inhale and exhale. Soften the creases of your forehead. Let the jaw be soft. The muscles of your face feel relaxed. Let the head of your arm bones to release into the earth as you let your toes, your ankles, your knees, your hips, your elbows, your wrists to be very soft. If you want to stay longer in your Shavasana, you may stay longer. Otherwise, begin to wiggle your toes, your fingers, being aware of the movements, being aware of the breath. And then allowing your knees to bend one at a time. Feeling the mat beneath your feet. Taking a moment to roll onto your right side, and you may support your head either with your arm bent or straight. With the help of your hands, letting your head come last, gently come into a sitting position. Just take a moment to finish your practice, to acknowledge the effort, the strength of your body, being able to explore this ability to integrate the body, integrate the breath, the mind. And if you wish, you may bring your hands together in front of your heart. Wishing you a good morning or afternoon or evening. Namaste.